Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how to make an arrow fold card. Okay, it is amazingly simple and amazingly quick. I saw a couple of videos on YouTube, there are quite a few of them, but the one bit that I kept struggling with was where you have the designer series paper, it should disappear underneath there. You shouldn't see an edge. Well, my first one that I made was this, and if you look here you can see the cardstock underneath. Okay, so that was obviously not correct. Not sure quite what I did, but I persevered and I went on, and this was my second card. I used all these poppies because I had them left over from other projects, which made my testing bit of this card quite quick, but I'm not doing the poppies now. Okay, so there's that one, and that looks a lot better now, but when I first put that white piece in so that it fitted like that, this line at the top was wonky, it went up that way, so I had to take it out and straighten it up a bit and cut from about there, I think. And I thought, for me, it was a bit too hit and miss. So I came up with the measurements so that I could do a complete white sheet underneath, and then I've got this piece to fit. The measurements I have here for today are inches for people who use A4 cardstock. I will put the measurements in the box below the video, together with the A4 cardstock metric measurements, and also I'll put the North American letter size measurements in the box below. Okay, and I have made one masculine one, and that's this one. As you know, this has been my real go-to stamp set for masculine cards. The cards I'm going to do today, the card rather, I'm going to do today is another masculine one, but I'm using a different stamp set, so you're in for a treat. But that one opens up as well. And today's card I'm going to put a greeting on the inside as well. I've got a couple of other things I want to show you because this video should be a shortish one. So to start off with the card pieces that you're going to be needing, I've used Sahara sand, and this measures 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, scored and folded at 4 1/8 inches, and a piece of designer series paper. This is from, always forgetting this, In Good Taste. Yes, which is, I believe, the one that's been carried forward for this year, so you've probably already got some of this. And a piece of basic white cardstock. Both of these should measure 5 1/2 inches by 3 7/8 inches. And then all you need after that are scraps for whatever you decide to do for your images and your sentiment. So to start off with, I'm going to work on the cardstock, and I'm going to be using my trimmer. In fact, before you use your trimmer, what you do need to do is you need to make some marks on your cardstock. Now I've brought this over because this is like a mini grid pad for the Stamperators, but it's got measurements down here, which is really brilliant. So for this card, you need to make a pencil mark along the horizontal there. I'm just checking that I'm in shot. And you need to mark this. Oh, let's turn it down to the 1, otherwise I'm going to be a bit confused. Oh, it's down that end. Okay, right. That's not a complete square, is it? Not really, no. Right, I didn't check that. I should have done, shouldn't I? 2 inches. Okay, I'll start at 1 inch, and I've got enough room here. So I've got to mark a pencil mark here at 2 7/8, which is halfway between the two. So that's that mark there. Okay, that's 2 7/8 because I'm starting at the 1 inch here. And then on both of these sides, you need to measure them, and I'm sorry about this, but you need to measure them at 2 1/16 of an inch. I did wonder if that's why I kept getting my triangles wrong. Okay, so 1/16 of an inch, and this applies on your trimmer as well, is the first mark past the actual inch mark. So that's 2 1/16. And to do it on the other side, put that at 2 1/16 and then mark it here. So you should have a pencil mark here, here and here. Now also on this piece, your designer series paper, you also need to make a mark down here at 2 3/4 inches. That's interesting. Oh yes, that's right. Yes, 2 3/4 inches. So that's 3 3/4 inches because I'm starting off at the 1 inch. Okay, so that is 2 3/4 inches. Right, and that's the only one you need to measure on this one. And that one you don't need to measure. So now we need to do some scoring. Make sure I've got you inch chopped. Right, okay, so let's start with this one. Now the first score line, first of all, move the cutter out of the way. Twice yesterday when I was practicing on this, I actually cut this rather than scored it. Right, okay, so, yep, you can see that. So what I'm doing is, where's my paper piercer? And I have to use this one, I can't, my other one's in this thing down there, I can see it. Right, okay, so this score line, you need to put it level with that cutting track. I wouldn't put it right over the cutting track because you want the fold coming down from here to be just this side of that line. You don't want it to go on top. So I make the end of my fold actually be on the edge of that brown one there. Whoops. Okay. So go towards the centre there, and that's where this one is. And then bring this one round as well. Put that down. So we're going to score on that. Next, we're going to score down to here again, but we're going to start at that other pencil mark there. Now it's important that you make sure that these don't overlap each other. Otherwise, when you're doing your folds, you're going to create tears in your cardstock. Okay, so that's that one. Now we're going to do exactly the same to the other one. And again, this, I want my score line just under my score line across here. So I'm making that on the edge of this side of the cutting track. So that's that one there. Where am I going? And I want to come down to here as well. Now that I've fallen quite a bit short. I hope it doesn't matter. Right, now that one. And that one. Yes, that's okay. I'm happy with that. In fact, no, it's not fallen short. Just looked as if it had. Okay, so that's all we need for that one. Now with this piece, we are going to cut. So I'm going to put that corner in the cutting track and that pencil mark in the cutting track as well. No, not you. Okay, so there's that one. And we're going to do the same here. That corner in the cutting track and that one in the cutting track. When you move one end, do go back and check the other end, because if you're like me, you move the top end while you're working on the bottom end. There we go. So there's my 3 pieces. Now all 3 of those we will be using. So if I'm just going to push those up there while I fold this one. First of all, I'm going to erase those pencil marks. Okay, so that's that. Now, we need to fold this. That way. Okay, now with the front of your card facing you, you need that one to be a mounting fold. And give it a really, really nice burnish. You see how mine has folded and haven't gone right up to the score line there. That is fine, it's not a problem. Now you need to fold this one back. Then turn it around and do the same for this side. A nice burnish. That one's also fallen short from my score line, but that's fine. Okay, so that's your arrow fold card done. Easy, yep, but really very, very effective. Now, what we need is these pieces need to be glued down. I think it is best to use Tombow. If you want to attempt to use tape, like a tape runner, but with this you stand a really good chance of getting glue all over, even right down there in the corner. At this stage it's really good if you've got a Tombow that's not coming out too quickly. So you fold that one in and glue it down. What I tend to do is use my bone folder to spread the glue out on the inside, and if I get glue coming out anywhere, which I have there, I just use a piece of kitchen roll to mop it up. And then for this one, obviously we can't put glue all over the back there, so I just put my fingernail there, so I know that I mustn't come up any further, and that is also the highest place. So I've got this finger, my index finger, and then my middle finger. Okay, so put that one back. You see where I've started my glue there, and I go over that side. I don't go right to the edge of where I can go, because I hope my glue is going to spread out that far. Okay, you can see I've gone to the end there again. So I'm going to close that, give that a burnish, and hopefully press out any glue. Check that side to see if it's escaped. Mine is coming out of the corner there. Now we're going to do this side. This big one, we can do all of it. Okay, let's try that one. And again, a nice burnish. Nope, nothing oozing out this time. Now again, I'm going to turn it this way. I can put my finger there and I know I can come up to this point with my glue. But as before, I don't come right up to the edge. Okay, that's how I tend to do it. Very carefully. Oh, well done, well done. And then fold that over. No, don't think that's coming out. Oh yes, here it comes. It does dry clear, albeit a bit shiny. There we go. Now for the next bit, I adhere this right in the centre. This bit, obviously, you could very easily use tape or glue runner. I do think that the card looks really nice when it's got the individual diamond with the border, but it just didn't work out right for me. So I'm going to put that, hopefully, right in the centre. Oops, come down a bit. Yes, I think that's right. And then this one, in fact I'm going to do it like this, we're going to adhere on here after removing this pencil mark. Just have a look, make sure it does fit in well. Yes, that's good. Yep, okay. In fact I should be using this, I'm going to get glue all over the place. This one. Just get rid of that little globule of glue. I don't know whether you know, but Stampin' Up have brought out a free download for some card. I can't remember what it was. Something with creativity. I'll be putting something on my blog about it tomorrow if you want to catch up. Tomorrow being, what's the date today? 22nd. It'll be the 23rd of June tomorrow. 23rd of May tomorrow. Wishing my life away there. Right, I'm going to line this up at the top here first. And then bring that down. And make sure I've got equal gap there and that is straight. I did try putting my usual white layer under this piece, but that worked sometimes and not others, so I gave up on that one. Okay, so that's that. Now we need these two pieces to adhere in here, and they should join there. Let's find out whether they do. Stampin' Up also have 3 other things on the go at the moment. One of them is a global paper pumpkin, which is available while stocks last. There's also a joining offer, which is called Join Plus, because you can choose more for your starter kit than normal, which is great. And also, can't think what they call it, Connect, Craft and Collect. If you have an order that you put in which is greater than £200 or 270 euros, you get an extra £20 or 27 euros as stamping rewards. It's really aimed at people, encouraging people to have parties, workshops. Not everybody does, but you can still benefit from it if you put a personal order in yourself. There we go, look. So now that, when that closes, it covers beautifully. Okay, that is brilliant. Love it. Absolutely love it. Okay, so less than half an hour and that's all been done. So the stamp set that I'm using for today's card is Whiskey Business, and I'm using this and this. All of my images are done. My sentiment had been done as well, but I just noticed that it's crooked. But I want to show you that. That's one of those extras that I want to show you. So first of all, I'm going to do my stamping. Oh, I should have stamped this one first. Oh, you silly Billy. I've got my... Oh, why didn't I think about that? I've got my Stamperator set up with my stamp like that, which was meant to be without that there. I don't think I'm going to take a chance with that. Oh, I know what I've got. Hold on. Inside the box where I keep all my bits and pieces, there you go. That is what the sentiment is. So I'm going to use that instead. So it says, sending you an old-fashioned birthday card. I can leave that there, and it's plenty of room for... Oh well, there you go. There's another way of cheating, if you like. Or dealing with a forgetful mind. Obviously it needs to be flat because it's inside the card. There we go. That was lucky, wasn't it? Very, very lucky. What I should have said to you was, forget that that's a corner missing. Before you put this piece in, stamp your sentiment. That was the plan. Right, so that one. And this one is the sentiment for the front of the card, which says, cheers to you. Oops. Move that, move that. What did I want? My stamp set. I do like to give myself a little bit of support there. Okay, so that's my stamp. That's my scrap of paper. I'm using black Memento ink. Let's do that a little bit thicker. It's not bad, but I like it a bit more definite than that. Yes, lovely. Okay, so that's that one. Put that to the side for a moment. Put that to the side. And then bring the whiskey glass and the decanter over. I need that, don't put it away. Right, what I have been doing with this is I've got it set up so that I've got that one there, because I really do find it so helpful when I'm preparing for a video and I've already got all the bits and pieces done, like the 2 poppy cards there, which is why I don't mind stamping extra of these and then saving them for a future project. That seems to be a bit dark. Let's see what it stamps like. Oops, you're in the way. There we go. That's dark enough, the top there. Now this piece of white cardstock is the same size as the designer series paper and the white cardstock inside the card. Now if you turn it round like that, you will find that you can get 2 more on there. Okay, I just feel it's here, it's dirty, it's got to be clean, so I might as well get another couple of images beforehand. This stamp set is very, very neglected, I do have to say. Okay, so now I've got 2. That one's a bit lighter than that one. Okay, just give it a little bit more. Not on the top of the decanter though. It's just a little bit. Yes, that's more like it. Okay, so I'm not using this one today. That can go on one side. So we're finished with that. Now, I said that I've already got all the images done. Before I go any further, I want to show you them because it's something else I'm going to be showing you. Right, I have 3. I doubt if I'm going to be using them. Okay, so these are my images. Can you see how shiny they are? I know a lot of you will already know how to do this, but I am very aware that I have a lot of beginners who come and watch my videos. So I want to show you how that is done. And to show you the difference of it, I painted these 2 at the same time. See how much more full-bodied that is? Okay, so very quickly I'm going to show you, first of all, how I colour these. And I should have another spare one of these. Oh, I wanted to do a glass, didn't I? That's a bit too big, it takes too long. Let me use the glass here. Now the colour of the stamping blends I use are dark So Saffron, dark Daffodil Delight, light Cinnamon Cider, light So Saffron, and then Pool Party. I start off with the dark So Saffron and I paint over all of the water, whiskey water. The only disadvantage about this set is there are no dies for it. You will have to do the fussy cutting. But I have shown you the one with the lighthouse and the yacht on it. So if you're not into fussy cutting, which I really do fully appreciate, you can copy that idea. Now with Daffodil Delight, I go in a little... I go all the way round but leave a little bit in the centre. So it doesn't matter how much. Let me... You can't really see that one, can you? Okay, so you see the effect I'm trying to achieve. So I've got the really light bit in the centre. With it going darker and darker on the outside. Okay, so I've got a little bit there. There we go. And then I'm going to use Cinnamon Cider. And again, I'm going round all the outside, but I'm going to leave a rim of Daffodil Delight. It's probably easiest if you just go around all the edges first, and then you can decide how much closer in you want to come. I really don't think there's a right or wrong with this. Now, just going to come round the edges, I think, is what I'm going to do. There we go. I think you can see the 3 different colours. I don't know whether you can actually. Is that? Yes, you can. Okay, so now all I need to do is to go over all of that using the light, so saffron, to get it all to blend in. Okay. The blending works a lot easier if you let this one dry before you start your blending. But as this is a video, I'm showing you rather than... There we go. I think you can see how that's blended well. Okay. So that's how I do the colouring. The next step is how do I do the embossing. So I have a scrap of paper, I have my Versamark, and I just... Oh, no, I've forgotten something, haven't I? Come back. I haven't used my pull party. And the pull party I use around all the edges, just to give it a bit of depth. If you've left that little bit of white down the side there, you can colour it. And then the glass. And then up this side as well. There we go. And for the next process, to make it all shiny, it is best to fussy cut it first. Okay. Which is so what did I do with it? It was here a moment ago. That's for the card that I'm making now. Oh, here we go. Here it is. Right, so with my Versamark, I'm just going to stamp all over it. And this is where a pair of very, very fine tipped tweezers come in very handy. Now once you've done that bit, you need your clear embossing powder. As you know, I always keep mine in boxes. And then that can be popped in there. It will get some embossing powder on the back of it, but that doesn't matter. Now what I do, we're going to do this twice. So on one occasion, I'll hold this up at the top, like this. And then when I do it a second time, I'll hold it down here somewhere so that I don't finish up with a hole. Now I'm going to use my heat tool on this. It's not a good idea normally to use metal tweezers for this, but it doesn't take too long, so excuse the noise while I do this. Now there are two schools of thought on it from here. Some people say if you drop it into your embossing powder again now, it will coat, which is okay if you are into moving quickly and things like that. I'm far too relaxed to do that, so I allow mine to cool a bit, and don't worry if you get stains onto your Versamark pad. If it is a stain, it won't be coming off on your projects. Okay, there we go. Won't be needing that again. Let's take this, drop it in, and this time I've got to pick it up by the bottom. Move that out of the way. Bring back the heat tool, and excuse the noise again. Okay, so that's what you get. If you want to do it third time, there's no reason why you shouldn't. I'm happy with the second time. Okay, so that can go there. And the last thing I want to show you is this. And I was asked if I would show you how this is done some time ago. The die that I want to use is from the stitched rectangle dies, and I want to use that one, which is the smallest one from there. It's what I call number 1 of the regular dies, because it's the, when I number my die, no it's not, it's number 1 of these. I call those the slim dies. They're regular because it's a regular sort of triangle, rectangle, and that's a slim rectangle. So that's number 1 of the slim ones. Now, as you can see, that is not big enough to cut that. So I'm going to show you how you can cut it using this die. I'm going to bring my big shot up. Now this works both ways. You can either make the die cut smaller or cut bigger. Now I want it to cut bigger. Okay, and this time I'm going to try and get it straight. Now what I need to do is, first of all, line that one where I want that to cut. I don't want a big gap, a big space between the C and the end. I just want it straight. In fact, let me get some post-it notes. I wonder if I've got a big one here somewhere. Or a medium-sized one. No. Okay, we'll do these little ones then. Let's just take 2 or 3 of these. Right. Oh, does that look straight from where you're sitting? I think it looks straight, doesn't it? Okay, so put that one and that one. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to cut this from here up to about here, but then I'm going to stop. And the way that I do that is I use my top cutting plate to go over and stop it where I want to stop cutting. Okay, I don't want it to come down here because otherwise it's going to cut off right there. Okay, so it's only going to cut as far as the top of that beveled bit. Just make sure when you do this as well that your plate is going through straight. Okay, so that's that bit. Okay, so it's cut that far for me. So what I need to do now is to fit this back on to here, where I want that to finish, and make sure that the stitches here line up with the stitches that are already there, so you can't see that there's a gap there. So I'm not making this very much shorter, and when you do this, you can actually feel when it's in a groove, because it will stop moving. So let's put that in there. That in there. Got another one there. Oops, you're not working, are you? Okay, you can go down there. So all I want to do now is cut from here. So if I can move that round a bit. These post-it flag things are not very good for this kind of job. So I'm only going to put my cutting mat now over that bit there. Okay, in fact I could have done with it moving away a bit, but never mind. There we go. So if I've done this correctly, that is going to be cut to a good size. Oops, it didn't cut there. How are we going to do just that little bit? So remember, it's underneath 2. Oh goodness me, I've never tried this. Never tried putting one piece through a second time. Oh well, something else you're going to be learning with me. That's better. New bit of post-it flag. And another one here. Oops. Now hopefully all of these, in fact I've gone crooked again, I think. Let's find out. So I've got to come to the end of 2. At least I've got one that I did earlier that I can show you. Again, that was crooked as well. Alright, let's see if this has worked. That's more like it. Brilliant, and none of the stitches have overlapped. I am amazed I've got away with that. Okay, you can't see the join. That's brilliant. Is that... That's also wonky, isn't it? Let me show you the other one that I've got. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to use it, but after the video. See, that was a better one, isn't it? After the video, I will do another one, get it straight, and either remove that and or stick another one on top of it. But that's what I'm going to be doing. Very, very few things in card making can't be put right. Okay, so let's put our card together now. Right, here we are. So with my bottle, I've already put all my post-it notes on it, all my dimensionals on it. And I know where I want this one to go. I don't know whether I want to use 2 glasses or 1 glass even. I like the idea of 2 glasses, but that might be, it might not look quite right. Okay, so that's all those. As you can see, I'm using all the edge bits to my sheets of dimensionals. Right, okay. Let's bring that down a bit because I want my sentiment to go up there as well. Okay, so that's that. I didn't do these because I wasn't quite sure where I was going to be putting them. Where's my sentiment as well? In fact, that sentiment really, I should glaze over it like this. 1 or 2, what do I need? Oh, 2, isn't it? I wonder if I can slide it underneath. How heavy did I push that down? Oh, there we go. That's all right. One there. I'll squeeze some Tombow under that in a minute. And one here. Try and get that one lower, I think. Or higher. Higher, I think. Or maybe up like that. Let's put this one on first. Dimensionals. And non-stick scissors. A little bit short there, but hopefully that will fill the gap. Oop, got to take something off. That will fill the gap and a bit. There we go. So we need another one. Don't really want to use that. I like these little zigzag ones. So if I take it from there. To about there, I think. Need a little bit extra. Is that a bit too much? Yes, I think that's a little bit too much. And that should be fine. Yep, that's good. So once this is in place, then I'll have a much better idea about that second glass. I have thought about decorating these little bits down here as well, but until now the designs I've put on my cards, I've dismissed the idea. There we go. I think that'll look nice on its own there. Makes it look as if there's two people there drinking. So let's do that. Got that, and a little bit at the end. That looks as if it's the same size. Yes, let's just fill the gaps. That one there, and that one there. There you go, that'll be nice because one's flat and one's popped up on dimensionals. If you check my blog tomorrow, you'll see whether I have actually redone that and done it as a glazed look I think that would be lovely, really do. There we go. So that's today's card. What do you think? So easy. And today I've actually managed to get a couple of extra bits and pieces to show you because it is so quick. Okay, so we've got those and those and those. So many thanks for joining me today. I hope you like this and I hope you give it a try. I will leave all the measurements in the box below the video. That's inches and metric for A4 users and inches for letter size cardstock users. I'll also put a list of all the ingredients for the card that I've just made and a link to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. If you'd like to purchase any of the products, please remember to use my HOSTESS code for the month of May, and then when I send you Happy Mail at the beginning of June, I can include some free product with you, for you. Also, please remember that Stampin' Up have a special promotion for people joining Stampin' Up. Whether you want to join as a hobbyist, and that is somebody who joins to get a discount on the things that they purchase, or if you want to be a business builder, you're very, very welcome to join. Be very, very happy to have you as a member of my team. Email me at janb@janbcards.com and I'll be happy to give you more information. And don't forget the extra £20, 27 euros if you put in an order over £200 or if you have a party with orders that go over £200. That's about it for today. Many thanks for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next time. In the meantime, please take care, stay safe, and happy crafting. Cheerio!